Josh, you guys have been searching for that big defensive effort this season. How would you assess how the guys played today on defense, considering you guys were kind of shorthanded going into the game?
It was our best defensive effort of the season. I told the guys that in the locker room. The turnovers were big. Eric Gilliard early in the game, and then Richie there in the fourth quarter. They're in are close to scoring territory. I thought, just some young guys had an opportunity to step up, and we talked about the DNA of the people that are inside the locker room, the competitors that they are, and the DNA of the program is when somebody goes down, the next guy steps up, and we talked about just how that's happened in the past since I've been here, and opportunities, and guys stepped up and take the most of it, and really proud of the way that our defensive players competed and played today.
Coach, we're used to seeing good numbers from the passing game and the receivers and stuff, but it looked like the running backs definitely pulled their weight today. What can you say about their performance and kind of how the offensive line recovered after some early woes?
Yeah, you look at the structure of what they did defensively coming into the football game, led the league in fewest amount of yards per carry, and structurally just kind of changed a little bit throughout the course of the game. We had some things going in the pass game early, and then we were able to run the ball with a light box, and our guys up front imposed their will. I thought our running backs did a tremendous job pressing the line of scrimmage and bouncing when it was the right time, but then getting back vertical. And they won a lot of one-on-one matchups in open space against safeties too that created some of those big plays. And I thought, throughout the course of the game, offensive line did a really good job. Obviously, a bunch of yards offensively, points not matching it early in the football game. We got to do a better job in the red zone. We're, I think, first and goal on the 2-yard line and end up getting pushed back. And the series just kind of unfolds right there right before halftime. But third quarter, we stubbed our toe. But you look at it, you're still putting up 681 yards of offense. There's a lot of positive things there too.
Coach, looking at how both sides played today, obviously you talked about, the UCF defense not giving up any points in the first half, the rushing attack, putting up the numbers they did. Would you say this was the most complete game maybe your team has played so far this season?
Yeah, back-to-back weeks we've improved upon our 3 phases playing together. And I just told the guys in the locker room today, just, the energy and the look in their eye when they came down for chapel. And, then we go into our stretch routine after that, and just their body language at breakfast and come back down for our walkthrough. Guys were into it, excited, ready to take advantage of the opportunity. And I really am. I'm proud of the guys fighting through adversity this week that was a little bit different than anything we had faced here recently, and coming out and playing a really good football game.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Speaking of the adversity, though, how concerned are you about some of your players driving around late at night carrying weapons and reportedly shouting at police officers in Orlando?
Well, I think today I got a statement that's out, Mike. Today is about the guys that are here on this trip, and I'll speak to that here later in the week when we get back to Orlando. We got a lot of guys that do a lot of things right. It's important you do things right all the time.
Hey, Coach, we got to see a little bit of Devon Wilson. Can you talk about when you learned of his eligibility? Because I know Thursday you said you didn't have an update.
Late in the week that we got final word that he would be cleared for this one and have the opportunity to play a little bit. He's, the last few weeks he's spent some time over on the defense, but done a lot of scout team work too, just kind of bounced back and forth and kind of been learning some roles on special teams too, but finally got word that he would be cleared and ready to play.
Coach, when guys come back to their home states, there's a little extra juice. So for a guy like Ryan O'Keefe to have 3 big plays, a couple big touchdowns, growing a couple hours away from here, did you get the sense that this game meant a little bit more to him?
Yeah, you got the sense that those kids needed a lot of tickets too. For the first time, they were asking for a majority of the tickets. Jalen Robinson, Ryan O'Keefe, 2 guys here. This is their home state. Came out and played fantastic football today. Ryan gets the 2 touchdowns. Jalen makes some huge plays early in the game. A huge third down late in the game that changes the way it's played late in the fourth quarter. Structurally for those guys, really appreciate those two guys and their effort today. It was big for them to come back home too. I think they sense that always. But I think, just the composure from our wide receiver core in the third and fourth quarter when, structurally it's a little bit different. They're used to getting a bunch of ball in their hands and all of a sudden we're running the football. Competitive composure to understand that, their time will come and just keep playing hard, and did a great job blocking out on the perimeter on some of those big runs too. Anybody else?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I wanted to revisit. I know that you said you'll make a statement later in the week, but going back to the Randy Charlton Kenny, we don't see them on the field today, and is it the manner in which they spoke to the police that we may not see them, or is it the university's public image that you're more concerned about? Because I posted some videos yesterday. Those boys made some solid statements. They stood up for their brothers, and they appeared to look team-like. And I am wanting to just see if you had any thoughts about that.
Today is about the guys that made this trip. This is a post-game conference. I'll speak to the other things here early next week.
Josh, there was a period in the third quarter there where Dillon kind of struggled a little bit. Was it something that Houston had changed up on their defensive scheme, or was it more of an issue of just maybe pushing or pressing a little bit at the start of the third?
Simple execution on a couple of things. I think it speaks to how fine of a line success and failure is in this football game. A couple of things that decision's not right or timing's not right, or he maybe gets out of the pocket a little bit quick, and all of a sudden, you're punting the football more than you want to, and third and short, we don't throw and catch it. I think it speaks to us needing to be better in the third quarter. I think when execution is really good, understanding everybody, players, you guys, that when it looks easy, it's really not, and there's a lot of execution that has to take place for you to go put points up.
Coach, you guys haven't had to do a lot of circling the wagons after losing streaks. It doesn't happen very often, obviously. Can you sort of speak to the way on the field the guys have responded in the last couple of games since then? And obviously it seems like the trend is moving back in the direction that you want.
It's a hard game, man, and just said it, there's a thin line between success and failure, and you got to be on the right side of it. And that speaks to your preparation, your competitive spirit when you get on the field and playing for one another. Last two ball games, we've done that in a really, really strong way, and that's why we've performed the way that we have. We're a long ways away from having played our best football. We got to get better this week during the bye, and then you got another 3-game stretch that play a bunch of good football teams in.
Hi, Coach. Ryan O'Keefe looked really good and really comfortable running those streak patterns, and Dillon was finding him. How important has O'Keefe's rise been in Trey Nixon's absence this year? And did you see earlier in camp some coaching from Nixon to O'Keefe in practice?
I think Ryan, as a young player, getting his first real time on at the wide receiver spot, like consistently, has just gotten better and better every single week. More comfortable in the flow of the game, how it feels and how it plays out during the game. Just our tempo and then just seeing and recognizing, coverages and getting to the right spots and just executing at a higher level. He's done a really good job. He's got a great future ahead of him. He just got to continue to keep pushing and working to get better every single day. But his ability to play at a really high level with Trey going down has allowed us to continue to play in our 4 wide receiver sets.
So, Coach, going through the year so far, you've managed to clean up penalties. You got the defense to improve. What's the next big target for improvement for the team overall?
The penalties are still something that we can improve upon. A couple critical ones that could have changed the way the game's played at the end of the game, and it's fragile. You got to continue to be on the right side of that. We can be better there. Offensively, we got to do a better job of finishing in the red zone. Yards to points has to improve in that way, and For me, defensively, I got to go back and watch the tape. But I thought we let the quarterback out a couple of times, still out of the pocket. We got to do a better job of being better there in particular in third down situations.
Thanks, Coach.